Out there? Yeah. Right. I keep forgetting I've not got my hearing aids in, so you've got better ears than me. In fact, if I give just the volume button at the side if you want to change it.
No, it's all, I can change it.
All right. Oh. Joe Wicks, step aside. Here's Rusty.
Hey, mine again, Joe Wicks at Wakefield.
No, we're not. I'm here.
No, I'm not saying they're going to replace you, but...
Yes. Unless it's a battle, and we can, like a jousting thing. Chair-based jousting. Like they do on Gladiators. Okay, so I'm probably going to go with as if we're okay. You want a glass of water now before we start? All right, I'll be very quick. What we like for time, Joe?
I can do the water.
No rush.
I'm here to wait.
Oh, trolley dolly.
Thank you. Hand up, you give me a glass of water, and then I'll know where you are. Come on, Joe.
Oh,
Big enough jug.
yeah. Yeah, this is my... Are we all good? You guys all ready? Okay. Right then. Give me a countdown. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, cheers. Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for coming to chair-based exercise. Good to see you all again. And to you at home, if you're online watching this from wherever you are, welcome. Okay, so just a few things I want to go through. First of all is a little bit of housekeeping. There's no planned fire alarm. Okay, so if it goes off, follow me out the door, nice and steady fashion, and we'll go to a space at the front of the town hall to wait if we need to. Toilets, just out the door. Feel free to go as you see fit. If you need anything next to you like medicines, so if you've got any inhalers, insulin, sprays for under the tongue, have them next to you. Use them as you see fit, as you would at home. Let me see, water. So you've got a glass of water next to you. Sip as you see fit. And okay, to you at home. So what you're going to need for home is a glass of water, cup of water. Keep nice and hydrated. Okay, we are going to be using bands during the performance. So if you've got these, this is great. If you've not got them, feel free to just watch and take it in, and then you can get a band in your own time. The chair we're going to use, so this chair I'm on is no wheels. That's the key point of this chair, is there's no wheels on the chair. If you've only got wheels on your chair, it's not really good to use it. And ideally, no arms on the side of the chair. Just gives you lots of chance for movement in the chair. And if it was on wheels, it would move all over, which we don't want. Okay, well, this type of chair is perfect. Kitchen chair, quite often, you might have it in the hallway, side of the telephone, that type of thing. Okay, just to watch out, some of these bands do contain latex, but there are other bands available. Okay, was that, guys? Okay, so yes, and also if you've got a good space in between you, that's good, because we may do that, we may not. It depends what I've got planned for you all today. Okay, I'll surprise you. Okay, so that's mainly the housekeeping done. Any questions? Okay, right then, let's crack on then with a warm-up. So, the purpose of the warm-up is to warm up all the joints of your body. Okay, warm up all the joints of your body. Then we will do a cardio section to warm up your heart. Then we'll do a resistance section where we're using the bands to test the muscles. And then lastly, we'll do a cool down and a stretch to make sure we're looking after the muscles that we've worked out with. Okay, whilst we're doing that, intermittently, as you feel thirsty, have a drink. You know, the last thing you want to do is feel lightheaded. Most important rule is if you're in pain, stop. Okay, it's pleasurable. You want to enjoy it, not endure it. If you get pain, just stop. Okay, you use your own instincts at that. Okay, so first of all then, we'll start off with a little warm-up. So we'll start from upper body to lower body. So what I want us to do is sit up straight, feet slightly wider than shoulder width apart for balance. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to put his arms at the side as though we're about to march, and then all we're going to do is little shoulder shrugs backwards. So this is for your shoulder joint. Shoulder's a complicated joint. There's 3 bones, quite a few muscles connecting your chest, your back and your shoulder. Warming that muscle up, the muscles and the joint as well. Nice and steady. So just to let you know as well, Wakefield Council, we've been working in conjunction with Age UK today, and there's a programme called Time Well Spent. It's a programme where there is events going off throughout the whole month across the district. So the Time Well Spent booklets are available in most libraries and from Wakefield Exchange as well. So if you want to try and grab your hands on one of those at your earliest point, lots of exciting stuff going off across the district. Okay, so now the shoulders are warming up. You'll actually find that it's the muscle at the back of your neck that's aching more than any. It's quite okay. It's absolutely fine. 3, 2, 1, and stop. Okay, moving further down the body, the spine. Okay, quite important. So sit with your feet as they were, wider than shoulder width apart. What we're going to do from there is put your hands across your chest, a bit like we're in a coffin, old Dracula again, little trip to Whitby. Okay, and all we're going to do from there is sit up straight and just a little twist to one side, back to the centre, nice and steady, and then to the opposite side. Just do alternate twists, saying hello to whoever sat next to you. If you're at home, might have a mirror next to you, say hello to yourself. Okay. Okay, so this is warming up your spine. Your spine, 33 bones, 9 of them are fused in your pelvis. The other 24 we're getting warmed up nice and steady. Okay, 3, 2, 1, relax. Okay, sit back in your chair. Moving further down the body, we'll go for the hip extensions. Okay, so sit back in your chair, and then all we're going to do is hold on to the side of the chair if you feel wobbly. Okay, and then all we're going to do is move one knee to the side as far as feels comfortable, and then move it back to the centre. Swap legs, move it out to the side as far as feels comfortable, back to the centre. Okay, so this is why it's kind of crucial that the chairs ideally don't have any armrests or at the side, because that would stop us from moving our legs out to the side. Okay, you can make this slightly more difficult if this is too boring for you or too easy. You can lift the leg out to the side and then lift the leg back to the centre. Lots of options. By doing this, you're going to engage the muscle at the top of your thigh. Might make that ache a little bit. Depending on how close you are sat together, you might have to do a little bit of coordination, otherwise there might be a bit of feet stamping. Okay, it's looking well. You're doing well there, Andrew. This is warming up the hips. It's a ball and socket joint. This is a really good one to do if you've been sat down for a couple of hours, watching a movie, got achy legs, might even have an achy bum. Great one for getting circulation flowing. Okay, 3, 2, 1, relax. Moving further down the body, we're going to warm up the knees and the ankles. Sometimes I do this separate, but today I want to do it together. So I'll show you how we're going to go. So I'm going to sit back in the chair, hold onto the side of the chair with the hands. Okay, I'm going to lift one foot, then I'm going to point the toes out. Bring the toes back in, foot down. Swap into the other leg, raise the foot, toes out, toes in, back down. Just alternate between your left and right, right and left. Nice and steady. So here, we're using the knee joint and we're using the ankle joint. Okay. We're also using all 4 muscles in the legs as well. Most importantly for the one, I think, is when you're pointing your toes out and bringing them back, you're really exercising your shin bone muscle, or as I like to call it, the coffee table muscle. Because once you've smacked into a coffee table with it, you're certainly not going to know it's there. So as we've done this warm-up, this should feel like a 2 or a 3 out of 10 in terms of effort, perceived exertion. It should feel nice and comfortable. Okay? Looking well. Okay, 3, 2, 1, relax. Okay, that's nice and steady. We're all feeling comfortable. Nice, excellent. So we'll move on to the cardio section now. So the cardio section is designed to get the heart rate raised, pump blood around the body to prepare us for when we're going to use the resistance bands. Okay, so this should feel somewhere between a 4 and a 7 out of 10 in terms of effort. So your heart rate's going to be raised, you're going to feel a little bit warmer, you might feel a little bit out of breath, you might get a few aches and pains. Aches are okay. If it's a sharp pain, feel free to stop. Listen to your body. Again, enjoy it, don't endure it. That's the key. Okay, right then, so cardio. So, nice and easy one to start with. Sit back in your chair. Okay, got to raise one knee, tap it with the opposite hand. Raise the opposite knee, tap it with the opposite hand. So this is getting your brain thinking this morning, a little bit of hand-eye coordination. Once you're comfortable with that coordination, just put a little bit of pace into it. Because if you remember I said we want to raise the heart rate. Nice and steady. So for this one, we're using the lower body and the upper body together. using 1 or 2 grey cells to get the hand-eye coordination. So you will start to feel a little bit out of breath, which is quite okay. You will certainly start to feel a little bit warmer. So if you've got a jacket on or a cardigan, do feel free to take that off if you need to. So what you'll be feeling now is warm. You might even have a little ache at the top of your thighs, which is quite normal, quite acceptable. Okay, 3, 2, 1, relax. Quite a little bit of a relief for when you stop and that ache at the top of your thigh goes. Okay, so we'll go with the next one then, which is a torso twist. Okay, so if you could put your hands together, put your hands together in front of you like that. Okay, Andrew, it's a little bit like you are resting your arms on the side and you're putting your head in your chin there, your chin in your hands. Okay, but put your elbows out a little bit more. Perfect. Okay, so from there, all we're going to do is keep our arms in that position. Feet are slightly wider, shoulder width apart. And then we're just going to do a little twist to one side, then back to the centre, and then to the opposite side. Okay, nice and steady controlled movement. If you can, your back will allow it, just put a little bit of a nice steady pace into it, smoothly turning from left to right, right to left. Nice and steady. So your arms are raised. So your temperature now should be increasing. Feel a little warmer. Once we've warmed up properly, you'll feel quite nice and nimble, hopefully. Okay, so this is warming, well, the spine's already warm. This is certainly engaging the muscles all around the core. Okay, 3, 2, 1, relax. Okay. And just to mention to those at home, hope you're okay with this. Hope you're following it nice and easy. And do remember, if you're having any pain at all, do feel free to stop. Okay, right then. So the next one, a little bit of an articulated one. I call it the zombie walk. So you're going to sit up straight in your chair. Put your arms out, both arms out in front at shoulder height, okay? And from here, you're going to raise one foot to roughly knee height, put that down, swap feet, raise it, just alternate your feet. Okay, once you're comfortable in that movement, okay, just put a little bit of pace into the legs. Okay, so our arms, like we're in Michael Jackson's Thriller video. The legs look like we're doing the can-can. Okay. So at home, if the postman's laughing at you through the window, enjoy it. Okay. You want your postman to join you? Yeah. Okay. So this is for the upper body and lower body. Shoulder muscles now will be aching. Quite okay. If they're in pain though, you can move your hands so they're folded in front of you, but you've still got your elbows raised. That does take away a little bit of the pain, but then you look like one of those Russian dancers now. Okay, so I prefer my hands like that. Okay, so my breathing's increasing. I'm certainly feeling warmer. Okay, so this is a 4 to 7 in terms of effort. Okay, 3, 2, 1, relax. Arms down, relax. You feel that tension go from your shoulders as you put your arms down. Okay, we're giving them a little bit of stick today. Okay, so have a drink. Even you at home, do have a drink. Keep hydrated. It's quite important. So, I'm going to up the speed and the intensity a little bit more, but it's not that vigorous, really, honest. Okay, so sit up in your chairs. Okay, now have your feet fairly close to your body, okay, close to your chair. Okay, then what you're going to do is raise your heels off the floor. Okay, raise your heels off the floor just so that you're on the fronts of your feet, not quite your tiptoes, but on the front of your feet. What we're going to do is fast feet, okay? What I want you to do is keep your heels off the floor, because that then stops. We're not pounding our feet on the floor. It stops the vibrations going through your ankle and through your knees. Because if you've got sensitive ankles or knees, this could hurt. So the key for this one is to stay on the front of your feet. And all we're going to do is sit back in the chair, hold onto the side, feel nice and comfortable and stable, and just start off with a little pitter-patter of the feet, just so you get used to not putting your heels on the floor. If you can keep your heels off the floor, once you've got used to that, put a little bit of speed into it. So you're only lifting your foot about 3 or 4 inches off the floor, okay? You're not doing big stamps. Excellent. Looking well, looking well. You're sounding like a Roman army. Brilliant. Okay. For you at home, this could be, if you live in a flat, a top floor flat, this could be a way of waking your neighbours up. Okay. Okay, so because this is short, quick movements of your legs, this is going to start to make the top of your legs ache quite quickly. That's good, keep going. I'm not a sergeant major, but I'm in practice. Okay. This is really raising the heart rate, making you feel warm. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. Okay, 3, 2, 1, relax. Okay, nice. What a relief when you stop and that little ache from the top of the thighs goes. Just that relief. So well done there. Okay. So at home, if you're feeling like you want to join us in a session sometime, actually in person, you can come and see us at our libraries. We have chair base going off across the district at so far 9 out of 12 libraries, Monday to Friday. So if you're able to get on the Wakefield Forever Wellbeing page, have a little look on there, or nip into a library and ask them when their next session is, and we'd love to see you in our libraries. Okay, right, for the next 2 exercises, we're going to be stood up behind our chairs predominantly. So if you're able to stand up behind your chair, take it nice and steady, there's no rush. Nice and steady. Excellent. So you just need enough space behind your chair so you can take a step back. So if you need to squish your chair just a little bit forwards, just show you've got enough room, and try not to knock over your glasses of water. Okay, excellent. So before I stand up and show you how we're doing it, I'm going to show the sat down adaptation for those at home. So if you're at home and you can't stand up or you don't have space behind your chair, we're going to move our legs from side to side. So the first one we're going to do is move the legs side to side, and then all I want you to do in your chairs is, as we did in the warm-up, move your leg to the side, back to the centre, opposite leg. Just keep doing that, but at a nice steady pace. Okay, for us that are stood up, okay. stood behind the chair. Now, I'm not going to use this chair because I'm demonstrating. You might not be able to see what I'm doing, particularly you guys at home. So I'm going to move that chair to the side. If you need your chair for balance, use your chair for balance. That's what it's there for predominantly. Okay, so we stood up. Okay, all we're going to do is I'm going to move one foot out to the side, so my legs I'm going to keep straight. I'm going to balance on one leg and lift with the other leg out to the side, and then bring it back to the center, and then swap legs, balance on the opposite leg, put that straight leg out to the side, and then alternate from left to right, right to left. So imagine your feet are a little bit like a pendulum in a grandfather clock, and if you can, get that little bit of steady motion going from left to right, right to left. Okay, if you need to use the chair for balance, use the chair for balance. That's what it's there for. Sometimes if you're not used to being on your feet, this can be quite a chore on your body and your mind. Okay, what we're doing here is we're using the hip flexors. So they're the muscles that are going to start aching quite quickly. That's okay, that's absolutely fine. Okay, we're also using the abductors on the outside and the adductors on the inside. A little bit of anatomy and physiology for you there. So the hip flexors, nicely burning up, I would imagine. Okay, nice and steady. Okay, looking well. Okay, we'll have you in the Olympics before we know it. Okay, 3, 2, 1, relax. Feel that tension go from your hips. If you've still got a little bit of burnt up tension, you just lift your heels off the floor and move your knees forwards. That just gets rid of that tension in your hip flexors. Okay, so you stay stood up. I'll explain a little adaptation for those at home that might still be sat down. The next exercise we are going to do predominantly stood up, but there is an adaptation for those at home that can't stand. Okay, that is to simply sit down in your chair. Okay? And what we're going to do is move both feet forwards at the same time, and then move both feet backwards. To do this, I'm pushing down on the small arms sides of the chairs. I'm sitting back in the chair and I'm using my core muscles and I'm moving both feet backwards and forwards, nice and steady. Okay? For the rest of us that are stood up, we're going to work the legs independently. Okay? So, the legs, we're going to work the hamstrings at the back. The hamstrings are the muscles that quite often cramp up really easily. Okay, so if you sat down at home in your chair and you cramp up really easy, do that muscle exercise that I've just shown you sat down, or you can do this one as well. Okay, so I'm going to stand, feet shoulder width apart. I'm going to hold on to the chair for balance. I'm then going to raise one foot off the ground behind me, as I'm kicking my foot up behind me. Okay, and then just move the other foot behind you, so you can really feel your hamstrings moving every time you lift your foot. Okay, yeah, if you need to move your chair forward, bring your chair forward towards me, nice and steady. You don't have to lift your foot that high, only as far as feels comfortable, okay? Because you might have knee pain, possibly. Do what you think your body will allow you to do, but certainly use your chair for balance, okay? That's the key point. I don't want anyone falling over, especially at home. If you're on your own, do without that. Okay, so we've got the hamstrings being worked really well. Okay? We're using the hamstrings to lift the foot, and we're using the quad muscles to control the movement down. Of course, to be stood up, we're using our core muscles as well. Okay, 3, 2, 1, relax. Okay, if you want to now have a little sit down back on your chair. nice and steady. Before we go into the resistance section where we use the bands or the ropes, have a little drink, have a little sip of your water. At home as well, opportunity for that sip of coffee or tea that's going cold on the side. Dunk a biscuit in if you need to. We'll be ready to go into the resistance section any moment. Okay, so just before we go into the resistance section, I just want to tell you about a little evaluation that we did recently. So the program had been going since February and we started an evaluation back in June. And we were getting 30 recipients roughly in February, and by May time we were getting towards the 60 mark. So we'd nearly doubled. In an evaluation we got some feedback and two particular ladies stood out from a local library. One lady had been coming to us for 3 months and she'd fed back that she'd given a walking stick to the closet. Said she no longer needed it because she felt physically stronger, which was an amazing outcome because that's not what we planned or expected so soon. So can't promise miracles, but that's the type of positive outcome that we can have. Okay, so another lady as well, she gave up her walking stick intermittently because she said she felt psychologically stronger and not worried that she was going to fall over in the street. So when she could, she'd put her walking stick down. And lastly, before you all fall asleep, another lady told me that she can now go from not being able to pick up a bag of shopping, she can now carry a bag of shopping in her hand, take it home, lift it onto the side and then empty the shopping into the cupboard at a nice steady pace. And all she's done is chair-based exercise, which, as we're finding out today, particularly you at home if you've not done this type of exercise before, it's not rocket science. It's nice and steady. So that's the impact that we're making and we didn't expect. So okay, it'd be good to see you in libraries. Now, let me crack on. So we're going to need a resistance band. Okay? So this resistance band, you may have this at home. If you want to follow us, you can do. If you don't have one of these at home, feel free to sit back and take this knowledge in. Okay? Okay, right then. So first one we're going to do is a leg press. Okay? So just to talk you through the resistance, it's going to feel in terms of effort, it's going to feel like between a 4 and a 7 out of 10. 4 being really easy, 7 being really hard. So that's the same as the cardio that we've just done. That's the amount of effort it's going to feel. Any sharp pains or twinges, do feel free to stop. So for the first exercise, it's a leg press. I'm going to hold the band like a skipping rope, put it on the floor, and I place one foot in that band. And then I'm going to sit back in my chair. My other foot goes out in front and I'm going to tuck my elbows in. Okay? We're going to do 2 sets of 10 repetitions. And to start off with, the foot that's in the band, I'm just going to raise the knee off the floor. That's your starting position. Keep your elbows tucked in. And from there, we're going to go and push the foot out just to there. That's all we're going to do. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Push. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and rest that foot on the floor, but keep your foot in the band. Okay? Keep your foot in the band. Have a little rest of those legs. A bit of a shock to the system maybe. So the bands, just to explain as well, the different coloured bands that you've got. So this one's a pink one, very similar to red. This is a light one, really easy one. There is a green, which is an extra light, which is if you just come out of surgery or you're not sure, that's a good one to start on. The blue ones are a medium. The purple ones are, you've had your Weetabix and you know about it. Okay, second set, sit back, tuck your elbows in, raise that knee, push that foot out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Relax. Put that foot down, okay? Take your foot out and place the other foot in. Put your foot slightly in front. Sit back in your chair. Tuck your elbows in. Raise your knee and get ready to push. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and rest that foot, keep it in the band. Keep that in the band. Second set, raise that knee and push. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rest that foot on the floor. Keep your foot in the band. Go straight to the next exercise, which is rowing for the arms. So that foot that's in the band, move it forward, but put your heel on the floor. Okay? Heel on the floor, then put your knee of your other leg, put your knee on the inside, and join that foot with the other one. Okay. This is going to work the triceps and your upper back as well. So all we're going to do is our hands are currently down by our thighs towards our knees. We concentrate on the elbows being pulled back towards the back of the chair as far as feels comfortable, and then back towards the knees. That's all we're going to do. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Relax there, relax there. Okay, so if you've got your bands at home, I hope you're doing this as well. Hope you're having fun. Okay, okay. Second one, 3, 2, 1. Pull. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. Okay, take one foot out. Okay, bring the other foot back in, keeping your foot in the band. Okay, keep the foot in the band and then join it with the other foot. So the band is just in front of you and you've got both feet in the middle. Excellent. Okay, sit back in your chair. Tuck your elbows in next to your ribs. Okay, for this one, I've got my thumbs on the outside. So we're going to use the bicep muscle now, the old Popeye and spinach muscle. Okay, the key here is to keep your elbows pinned in. Options here, you've got 3 options. Option 1 is if you have a poorly arm, that arm can stay still. So you can lift just one arm. Second option, you get a little bit bored, you can lift that one and then the other arm. Option 3, lift both together. Okay, so I'll let you decide. Even you at home, get ready to go. 3, 2, 1, lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax, relax. Okay, let's give the old muscle in the arm a little bit of a wake up. Okay, last set of 10 for the biceps. 3, 2, 1, lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, relax. Okay, step out of that completely. Okay, we're going to go for the upper body now, upper body. So I'm going to sit slightly forward on my chair. I'm going to go put this band behind my back. Put it behind my back, and then I want to raise it up underneath my arms, a bit like you do with a towel when you're getting out of the shower to dry your back. Okay, excellent position there, Andrew. Okay, so leave your hands slightly in front of you with your elbows tucked down towards the sides initially. Your feet want to be slightly wider and shoulder width apart. Okay? Just so we're using our arms, so for balance, have your feet quite wide. From there, sit up straight, elbows out to the side. From there, we're going to push our arms forward and they meet in the middle. That's 1. Okay. Elbows high. 2. 3. This is both for your chest muscles and your back muscles as well. And because you sat up straight and upright in your chair, you're engaging your core muscles as well. Okay, I think that was 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, relax. Okay, we're looking well. No one's keeled over yet. Excellent. Okay, so hope you're all at home. I hope you're listening to your bodies. Any sharp pains, do feel free to stop. But if you're enjoying it, carry on. Okay, let's go for the second set of those then. So raise the elbows. Okay, 3, 2, 1, push. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, relax. I nearly went for 11 then. I was enjoying it that much. Okay, right, relax. Okay, so all we'll do now is we'll put that one down. Okay, so you don't need your bands anymore. Fourth section we're going to go into is a stretch and a cool down. So before we do that, have a little drink of water, make sure you're hydrated, feeling comfortable. Have a little rearrange of your chair if you need to, make sure you're comfortable. Same for you guys at home. Again, pick up that cold cup of coffee or cold cup of tea. Okay, so for the cool down now, as we have just worked out the upper body, we'll start with a lower body stretch and cool down for the legs. Okay, nice and simple this one. Okay, I'm just going to move slightly forward on my chair. What I'm going to do, particularly for you guys, you can see me, but for those at home, I'm going to move my chair to the side. Okay? Just to give you more of a better example of how it works at home. Okay, so from there, I'm just going to start with, I'm just going to move forwards on my chair. That a little bit away. So I've got a little bit of a gap between me and the back of the chair. That gives me clearage for me moving my legs. I'm then going to place one heel on the floor in front of me, so straight to one leg. Okay? I'm going to stretch the calf muscle first by simply bringing the toes up towards the knees. Toes up towards the knees. Put one hand on your knee. Okay. And from there, your spare knee, other knee, rest on it. Reach forward towards your ankles or your toes, whichever you can get closest to. Okay. Now don't worry, this is a measure of flexibility. Okay. So as we've already warmed up the muscles and used them, you should be fairly flexible, more flexible than when you first get out of bed. Hold that position. 3, 2, 1, relax. Slowly come back up, nice and steady. Bring that foot back in, swap it with the other foot, out in front, heel on the floor, okay? Calf muscle again at the bottom, bring those toes up towards your knee, feel that stretch, okay? Hand on your knee, reach forward, stretch that hamstring at the top, hold that position there, okay? Hold that position. 3, 2, 1, relax. Okay, slowly come back up, nice and steady. Okay. Okay. Slowly moving back up the body, we're going to stretch the spine and the ribs. Okay, so for that one, I'm going to sit upright in the chair with my feet slightly wider than shoulder width. Okay. Okay, sat up straight with hands on my knees. Hands on your knees. And all we're going to do from there, reach up into the air. Then once your hand's in the air, just have a little bend to one side so that your hand goes over your head. So you're feeling the stretch all the way down this side of your body, stretching all those ribs, opening them up, and as well, you're stretching your spine as well. 3, 2, 1, relax. Slowly come back to the center, put that arm down, raise the other arm in the air. Okay, slightly bend over to the side so your hand goes over your head. Feel that stretch down this side, from your armpit down to your hip, opening up all those ribs. Use your spare leg for balance if you need to. Okay, hold it there. 3, 2, 1. Sit upright. Excellent. And arm down. Nice and steady. Okay, sit back in your chair. Have a little bit of a relax. Sit back. Okay, so we're moving further up the body now. We're going to do shoulders. Okay, so put one arm out in front at shoulder height. Okay. Excellent. Put the back of your other hand, so the back of your other hand at the back of your elbow of your arm that's stuck out in front. Pull that arm across the front of your body and you will feel a stretch in your shoulder. Okay, hold that position there. Okay, 3, 2, 1, relax. Put the opposite arm out at shoulder height in front. Same again, back of the hand at the back of the elbow. Pull that arm across your body. Okay, hold that position there. 3, 2, 1, relax. Okay, put the opposite arm back out. This time, put one hand on top of the other. Push the lower hand towards your body. You can do it from the side or from the top, whichever feels comfortable. We're stretching the forearm here, where a watch or a bracelet would be. Hold that position there. 3, 2, 1, relax. Roll that wrist out. Quite sensitive, that. Lots of blood vessels and nerves. Opposite arm back out in front at shoulder height. Put one hand on top of the other. Push that hand down towards your body. Feel that stretch where a watch or bracelet would be. Hold that position there. 3, 2, 1, relax. Roll that wrist round. Get that circulation back. Okay, now I want you to put your hands together as though you're about to dive into a swimming pool. Okay, from there, interlock your fingers. Okay, and from there, I'm going to show you this from the side as well. I'm going to move to the side. From here, I'm going to stay sat up straight. All that's going to move is my arms from my shoulders, and I'm going to push my hands away from my body. So Andrew, if you lift your arms up in front, brill. And all you do is push your arms away from you, push your hands away from you. Feel that stretch all the way across the top of your shoulders and your top of your back. Hold that there. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Hands on your knees, sit up straight. And we are done. So thank you very much. Hope you've enjoyed that. A good nice stretch. Again at home, I hope you've enjoyed that too. If you want to see more of it live, come and join us. We're in libraries across the district and we're also at Wakefield Exchange as well. So keep your eyes peeled. It'd be lovely to see you. And thank you very, very much this morning. And thank you very much. Goodbye.